Hi, today is March 28, 2026. It's 87 degrees outside, approximately 12:40 in the afternoon. We're on the roof of the Gemmell family in Phoenix, Arizona, where we're going to be doing a repairability assessment on this wind creased and damaged shingle. You see a crease right here. I have the surrounding shingles marked out as 1, which is the shingle off to the left, 2, which is the shingle off to the right, 3 and 4, which overlap our book, 5 and 6, which overlap 3 and 4. 3 and 4 have nails in its nail strip that impede the back of our, hang on to the back of our shingle. We also have nails in the nail strip underneath 3 and 4. What I want to start first is to diagnose the shingle. The shingle starts here, it ends here. It's a dimensional shingle. I need to get it separated from the material that binds it to the books beneath it. It's recommended sometimes that we use the roofing snake. I'm not the biggest fan of the roofing snake. I'll start with it and see if it'll work. Sometimes it does work well. Other times it's not the right tool. If it gives me any type of issues or problems, we'll switch. Looks like it is working. Got to be very careful. We don't want to rip or tear anything. There we go. We do have our books released from the books beneath it. However, get down here. We can see matte transfer right here. Look at these big tears in the books beneath it by releasing the shingle. Boom. We have matte transfer all over it. I'm going to mark the below book that is not numbered. I'm going to document that this has matte transfer on the below book. Now I want to separate shingle books 4 and 5. We want to start at the strongest part of the shingle, which is where the tooth is. See, the shingle book has torn because of the roofing snake. I'm going to go ahead and document that. We have a large tear here. Because of that issue right there, I'm going to switch to a new tool. I'm going to switch to this soft nose trowel putty knife. See if I can get the remainder of this shingle free. These books just mat together in this Arizona sun. It becomes a big problem with repairability. We also have a tool impact there. So we have 1 tear and 1 tool impact on book 4. I think I have enough of book 4 released to get out our shingle. I'm not going to continue forward with that. Don't want to do any more damage. I need to get under book 3 now. I'm trying to get under this tab right here, but it's giving me a lot of resistance. I can tell this book is also going to tear through. You can see it when you try to push right here, the glue. See, you can see it coming through right there. There's now a tear on this book as well. That's because of how matted together these shingles are. This is book 3. It has a tear in it. Not exactly sure. A better method that I could use. Flat bar is too thick. The roofing snake is too thick. This is soft nosed and very thin. It's my go-to tool for doing this, and yet it's still having a very difficult time breaking the seal. Sometimes when you can get an area started, it'll work well, and then you get to these clumps or these globs. You can see the material just coming off on my trowel. I have another tear here. Look at this. Go ahead and mark that. Show my chalk now. There it is. Rolling down the roof. Another tear there. I'll continue forward. All right, we do have that book removed. Now we need to do the same things for books 5 and 6. Try not to be forceful, but you got to apply pressure to get it through. And every time I do, I have this fear that it's just going to tear through. Definitely don't want to continue to just damage shingles. There we go. Alright, that should be enough of book 6. Now I'm going to remove the shingle from the decking, shingle book 6. I have the shingle book out. Now I'm going to do an investigation of the underlayment and remove any nails or other items that impede our... Oh, well, this is why it's so matted and so fragile. We have at least one more book of shingles underneath here. There could be more than one. I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna have to get all these nails out. They protrude through this other layer now, which is not great. Making repairs on a double layer is definitely not a feasible solution. The reason why specifically is because we need to use a nailer to drive in the shingle now, because a hand-driven nail is likely not to penetrate through the book of shingles and into the substrate, holding on to our shingle book. And when you lift these shingles so high to use a nailer, they get creases throughout them. So we've got a lot of problems going on here with this roof. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, that's the mat transfer that we documented right here. Look how bad it is. We also have mat transfer under here. We get this nail out of the way. On top of this, I don't even know if this is the only layer under there. There could be two layers. I'm not exactly positive. I'm gonna line this shingle book back up into place where it was. I'm going to use 1 1/4 per code roofing nails. The problem I'm going to run into is that I have to hand drive these in. The recommended tool is a roofing snake. When I put the nail inside of the roofing snake, we see that you put it against, but look at that wiggle. Look at that. So the roofing snake jumps on you and doesn't always drive the nail in all the way. Roofing snake is a problematic tool, although it's recommended oftentimes. It's not a preferred roofing method, especially through double layers. I have the nail driven in. I need to pull it out and go back on top of it because the nail slides into this lip, so it doesn't drive it in all the way. You pull it out, you put the roofing snake on top and drive it down the remainder of the way. These shingles are just roached. They are so brittle. And that's because of the double layer. The double layer, the sun beating down from the top, the bottom, the temperature from the bottom just makes them not repairable. I want to go through and document all the different things that have transpired in the repair. I'll start with book 5. Book 5, we can get underneath here and we can see that it has mat transfer right there and right there. Look at all this fiberglass right here. We also have some there. So book 5 has mat transfer onto book 3. Book 6, we see a tool impact from freeing this shingle right here. It has a tear. And while I can feel some bad mat transfer, you can get the picture right there of the fiberglass. This also has mat transfer onto book 4. So now we go down to book 3. You see that book 3 has a tear. Look at this delaminated tooth right here. This tooth has started to delaminate. This tooth right here is impacted. So we have a tear and delaminated teeth. Book 4. Oh, feel this. Look at that. Just chunks of material transfer. Book 4 has material transfer and a tear. So let's just review real quick. Books 3, 4, 5, and 6 have all been dramatically affected by the removal, and it's most likely all due to the fact that this is on a double layer of shingles. Because of these conditions, because of the delaminated teeth, the tearing, and the extreme amount of mat transfer, the difficulties getting shingles in and out of this system is nearly impossible. It's on a double layer. I deem this roof irreparable.